Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Like, subscribe, consider donating to the channel if you enjoy the content. And hey, look, even if you subscribe, you can always unsubscribe free of charge. Boom! Let's talk about this, man. Look, I can't believe I'm even having this conversation right now. Anthony Joshua, Jared Anderson. This just shows you how boxing works, what happens if you start taking losses, what happens if you're showing that you don't want to commit to your punches. You're showing that you can't guarantee the fight fans if you're going to fight or you're going to go into flight mode. And that's why we're here right now talking about Jared Anderson and Anthony Joshua. And I'm going to be quite frank. I'm having a tough time doing this video, but I guess this is the reality of the situation, right? I guess these heavyweights who we've grown to enjoy watching over the last, 10 years or so, I guess it's almost time for the turnover. Teofimo talks about the takeover, but I'm here to talk about the turnover. When you look at the heavyweight division, Wilder talking about money and how many fights he has left, right? Joshua, we already know where his mind is at. Fury, we know where his mind is at. Usyk's been doing this for quite some time too. We kind of know where his mind is at, right? Andy Ruiz is just trying to get the payday. You understand? Luis Ortiz, the old Cuban Cadillac with 900,000 miles on him, he's still plugging along. When we really start to look at these heavyweights, man, and the guys who we've grown to really fall in love with, I don't know how much longer they have. Parker, you know what I'm saying? Then the only guys you got who's still floating around here really is like a Joe Joyce, but he's been around for a while, and he's no spring chicken. He's up there in age. You got Dillian White. Who knows how much longer he has? Derek Chisora, who knows? Povetkin already bounced. Pulev, who knows what he's going to do? So then you still got a guy like Anthony Joshua and those guys who are hanging around. But who looks the most vulnerable out of all of them at this moment for a young, up-and-coming heavyweight to eat? Anthony Joshua looks the most vulnerable. Now, who has the most potential, if he can get his mind right, to probably dominate everyone? It's Anthony Joshua. But there's something there, something that's not there. Now, when you talk about Jared Anderson, I'm going to tell you right now, he can crack. He comes to fight. And the best fighter doesn't win a fight. It's the fighter or the boxer who fights the best. And right now, who's fighting the best out of Jared Anderson and Anthony Joshua? Jared Anderson's fighting the best. Now, who's fighting the better competition? Anthony Joshua. But at the same time, we got to be real about this. We can sit here, man, and just watch fighters, and you can see the talent in fighters, but they don't get the opportunity. But once they get the opportunity, if they seize it, they're out of here. So the question is, if Jared Anderson, which I doubt they're going to make the fight, but if he was going to get a shot at Anthony Joshua, is he going to seize the opportunity? Because Anthony Joshua, no one knows if he's going to fight or flight. I'd have to give Anthony Joshua the benefit of the doubt. We got to understand Anthony Joshua is 25 wins, 3 losses. You understand? Joshua has a whole bunch of damn knockouts. So if Anthony Joshua decides to turn up the heat, he can. The problem is, if Hurd comes and jumps on Anthony Joshua, he could have some success. And before I would say if he jumps on Anthony Joshua, that's a recipe for disaster because Joshua's going to let his hands go. I saw things in that last fight, which I hope we won't see in Joshua's next fight, but Joshua was basically going straight back, man, in a straight line with his chin up in the air like damn Ryan Garcia, like Fundora. That's crazy. So my thing is, Deontay Wilder, he's got the tranquilizer in that right hand. Deontay Wilder's out here tranquilizing people. But he's on his way out. Is Jared Anderson the new safari hunter with the tranquilizer that's out here hunting wild game? Is he going to be the next one to tranquilize a giraffe? Is Jared Anderson going to be the next one to tranquilize a rhino? Is he going to be the next one to tranquilize a silverback gorilla? That's what I'm getting at. And Anthony Joshua, he's going to have to fight off the Safari Hunter. Big 6'6", 6'7" Anthony Joshua. Coming out there, man, into the safari. Wandering around. Big silverback gorilla. Big rhinoceros. Big giraffe. Just fumbling around out there in the safari. And you got this Jared Anderson waiting there with the tranquilizer. Waiting to hit him. Joshua's going to have to fight back. He's going to have to fight. And I think Joshua should win that fight. But I'm going to tell you right now. If he's still in the ring, call himself taking his time, pacing himself. Jared Anderson, he's not 5'11", like Jermaine Franklin. He's not 6 feet tall, 6'1". This man's 6'4", 6'5". Okay? That's an issue. Reach-wise, it's a couple inches short of Anthony Joshua, not a 6-7 inch deficit like Franklin and Anthony Joshua. Jared Anderson is right there. Height-wise, length-wise, hey look, reach-wise, maybe even power-wise. But when it comes to mentality-wise, Jared Anderson is there all the way. This man got up yesterday, real ballsy. Said he's the best heavyweight champion. We know he's not the best heavyweight champion. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Put him in there with damn Chris Arreola, and we're going to see. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Put him in there with Gerald Washington, and let's see what's happening. Okay? Put him in there with, what's his name? Konaki, and see what happens. Who's going to win? But I'm talking about those names to just prove a point that in boxing, when you're taking losses, Anthony Joshua went from being the show pony, from being the mega ball, to being a shit sandwich. It's the reality of it. Out here looking at, we're putting Joshua in the same conversation with Jared Anderson. Now, we all know Jared Anderson doesn't want anything to do with no damn Deontay Wilder. But I'm going to tell you this. Bob Arum is talking Jared Anderson up right now. He has a heavyweight. He has a prospect. He has something. And in boxing, doesn't matter how much we like to see a 130-pounder fight, 126-pounder fight, 35-pounder fight, the 40-47s, right? 54 pounds. Let me tell you, man, the draw of the sport, the big money, where the most money is primarily in the heavyweight division. And when you have a heavyweight prospect like Jared Anderson, you're happy. You want to push him. But Bob Arum is not just going to take and throw him in there with no killer like no Anthony Joshua right now, although Jared Anderson feels he's ready. Because let's not forget, just his last fight, not the one we watched last night where he damn near killed the Dominican fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just, I don't even know what they were thinking about putting him in there with that guy. I initially thought that guy would be able to hold his own, you know? But when you take a look and saw what transpired, that is not at all what happened in the ring. The Dominican fighter, like, he was scared. You know, they're talking about, oh, he looks like Muhammad Ali and he fights like Mike Tyson. Old Muhammad Ali, you know what I'm saying? Old Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. Get out of here. They should have held their horses, not took it to the stupid. I went and looked at the record. I saw a couple of the guys' highlights. I said, well, maybe here we go. Based on how Jared Anderson looked in his last fight, I said, maybe the Dominican can pull it off. Boy, was I wrong. But that's what for Jared Anderson, he shouldn't be puffing up his chest. Let Jared Anderson get in there and beat David Adelaide. Let him beat Jalil Zhang. Let him beat Arslanbek Makhmudov. You see, this is where he's at now. But against Anthony Joshua's kind of floating between that level and the elite level right now. Anthony Joshua's kind of, he's got to make a decision. Does he want to remain elite? The top four, Fury, Wilder, AJ, Usyk. Or is it just top three, Fury, Wilder, Usyk? And AJ's kind of been demoted. Because that's what it's looking like. But I'm still going to tell you I would have to favor Anthony Joshua. I would have to favor him. Because when you get a guy like Jared Anderson who's going to push him, I think Anthony Joshua will respond. But I'm going to tell you right now, I watched how Jared Anderson, when he starts to land shots on opponents, this is a telltale sign that somebody can crack. And Anthony Joshua could do it too. But when I watch Gervonta Davis, when he starts to touch people, they don't like it. the fight immediately changes. Who else? Jared Anderson. When he touches people, the fight changes. Bud Crawford. Once he starts touching people, especially when he turns and goes into the phone booth and comes out as Southpaw Man, the fight changes. When you have fighters like that, that's a telltale sign that there's something special. So I'm telling you, I think there's something special about this guy, Jared Anderson. But I'm also telling you that that Bob Arum and his team, and even Jared Anderson, who believes he's the best heavyweight right now, which he's not, probably the best heavyweight prospect, that he should hold his horses and not take it to the stupid. It run out here, man. Somebody was going back and forth with me about Anderson. Oh, he would beat Deontay Wilder. Man, he'd get his ass tranquilized. He not beating no damn Deontay Wilder. Now, if Deontay Wilder's in there trying to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and, you know, he tripping over his own feet and stuff, which that could be problematic. But we know Deontay Wilder fights long. He's not an inside fighter. He's not going to get on the inside and allow this guy to get those shots off. But I'm going to be honest. Deontay Wilder, it doesn't matter if you're a Deontay Wilder fan or not. He has a habit of going straight back. But he got his arm, he's like an 86-inch reach. Something crazy. A 100-inch reach. Like the Fantastic Four. This man like dolls him in the ring. He just extend those arms out and you can't get to him. Larry Holmes used to do it. Muhammad Ali used to do it. What's his name, man? Emmanuel Stewart taught Klitschko how to fight long, taught Tyson Fury how to fight long. They use those long tentacle-like arms to keep you at a distance. You can't get to him. And I haven't seen Jared Anderson face that kind of adversity or those kind of challenges with guys with those dimensions. But it's coming. Can't keep fighting no 5'11 fighters. You're sitting there towering over the guy, walking the ring just laughing at the guy, hands down by your side. I mean, that was a horrible matchup. Horrible. I mean, you want to make him look good to get him to the next level. I get it, but come on, man. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Oh, he clipped an undefeated fighter. Come on, man. Look, Charlie Zillinoff is undefeated, isn't he? What does he have, like 600-something wins, 600-something knockouts, no defeats? You can't put a Charlie Zillinoff in there and expect me to jump on the bandwagon. Look, man, I'm not a bandwagonist, and I think we need to come out here, man, and start to protest bandwagonism. The bandwagonism needs to stop. Let this man get in there with some real competition. It's that time. This fight against the Dominican was it. The one before that, he got pushed a little bit. And he got his ass hurt. But he showed resolve. He came through it. But he got his ass tattooed up. He was on Queer Street for a minute. But let's see how he looks going forward. But against Anthony Joshua, I'll tell you right now, if Eddie Hearn is looking for another opponent for Anthony Joshua, which, in case you guys don't know, Anthony Joshua is not returning until December this year now, which I think is a total fail. But I tell you what, they got some big plans. I don't know who he's going to fight in December. I honestly don't know. But I tell you what, you guys need to understand this. In December, that's when Saudi Arabia is going to have that stadium complete. So don't be surprised if they already have penciled in some fight between Joshua and some really big name. And it won't be Jared Anderson. But at the end of the day, if he decides to stay busy fight, hey, and it's not Dillian White. And if Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum can get beyond the differences, why not throw Anthony Joshua in there with Jared Anderson? He clips an up-and-comer who should push him, but it gives Anderson a chance to see if he's really ready for the big boys. It's great. Because what you got here, basically, I'm going to save what I'm about to say for another video. I'm going to save it. But what you got here is Anthony Joshua. Is it going to be a fight or is he going to flight? There's another boxer out there, very well-known boxer, who ended up in the same position. And this is the kind of conversation we have about him. The exact same thing. And you get these young guns coming up, everybody calling him out now. Matter of fact, he just signed this little deal, which I thought was one of the worst deals ever. But he ended up going from being the elite, probably the biggest draw in the sport for a moment, the guy who was on his way to becoming a billionaire, to now, to as of the last couple of years, everybody called him out. Because they know he's not the same. And they know that if he gets in the ring, there's a 90% chance he's going to fight and 10% chance he's going to fight. It's an easy win to get a big name on the record. And that's kind of where Joshua is. You know, when they're looking at him, they're like, okay, it's more like a 70% chance he's going to fight and 30% chance he's going to fight. And that's how Joshua's activity looks over the course of a 12-round fight. 70% flight, 30% activity. Now, if Joshua could just flip that around to 70% activity, 30% flight, Joshua would be getting these guys out of there. But, I can't make him do that. His trainer can only work with him and hope to get him to that point, but Joshua has to make that decision on his own. Okay? But when you look at punch output and everything, I'm telling you, the punch output from Jared Anderson will diminish if he fights Anthony Joshua. Because the more he lets his hand go, the more opportunities there are for Anthony Joshua to make him pay. And Jared Anderson doesn't throw the straightest punches. He throws a hard jab, but it's just certain things that he can get off on the smaller fighters. He's not going to get off on AJ. You can say, well, Franklin's much quicker, much agile, man. Don't take it to the stupid. Jared Anderson and Franklin, that's not the fight to make. This shouldn't be comparing the two. Two totally different styles. But since we're talking about it, y'all think Jared Anderson will beat Jermaine Franklin? See, that to me is a good fight to make. But all I'm getting at is Jared Anderson, man, let's not fast track him. Just like Keyshawn Davis. You got these young guys over there on Top Rank. They all hanging out with each other. They're all clipping C- level fighters, right? That's what they're doing. And they're puffing out the chest, walking around, like peacocks. They're strutting, feeling good about themselves. But the real deal hasn't started yet. And Bob Arum knows that. It hasn't started yet. Okay? But that being said, Jared Anderson, let's not jump the gun. Keep working on your craft, getting better. Moving up the ladder, let's not reverse. Same thing I said about Keyshawn Davis in a video I did earlier today. Keep moving up the ladder, don't reverse. But do not try to fast track success by thinking you can do what Anthony Joshua did by going straight into a fight with Klitschko, although that was an older Klitschko. Klitschko let AJ off the hook. I mean, hey, sorry if I'm hurting somebody's feelings out there. You're probably not going to like it. But, hey, vent in the comments. I'll read it. I'll respond if I have time. AJ shouldn't be here. I guess what's meant to be is meant to be. But if Klitschko's brother, Vitaly, wouldn't have told him to take it easy, AJ wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be here. Klitschko dropped the ball. AJ got a second win, and what happened. But that being said, not everybody can fast track like AJ and get lucky. And Jared Anderson, I just don't think they should fast track him. Let him get another fight. When you look at the heavyweight division, man, there's a lot of names out there. A good fight for him next. I'm telling you, a good fight for him next. Yeah, AJ, but I think it's Charles Martin. You think you can bang with AJ? You think you can knock out Wilder who will tranquilize you? You think you can bang with Fury? Yo, fight Charles Martin. He's like 6'6", 6'7", right? Matter of fact, he got the reach. He's got power. He's a southpaw, right? Fight him. If he can get through Charles Martin, he's right there. He's right there. And then he'll get that experience. Charles Martin is not a threat, but he's improved. He had Luis Ortiz, the old Cuban Cadillac with 800,000 miles on him. He had him almost out of there. But Ortiz pulled out that big left hand and it had Charles Martin dancing salsa in the ring. But that being said, let's see. Let's see what's next for him. You got Otto Wallen out there. You got some names, man. I just think he just needs to be careful about what he's doing. But again, he's got the power. He's got the work rate. But I think he's going to be careful with those power shots against a guy like AJ. And his work rate is going to diminish. Anyone think he's just going to come in there and do what he wants against AJ, I'd have to say hold your horses. But that being said, we'll see what the future holds for him. So my question is, for Anthony Joshua, hey, is he going to get back to the elite so we still have the four horsemen? Or is he going to be cool with this just being a three-headed monster and him kind of fluctuating between B-level fighters and, the elite, which I think I'm more like a C to B-level fighter. Because that's kind of what looks like the direction Anthony Joshua is going. All that potential, man. All that athleticism, speed, power, man. Like freakish power, man. Just in there and just can't put it together now. Some people say, Anthony Joshua was never a great fighter. Man, come on, man. The man, let's not take it to the stupid. The man won a gold medal. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go in there and win a gold medal. I don't care if the judges got it wrong. You don't end up in position to earn a silver, earn a gold. There's got to be something about you, right? So for him to come as a pro and do what he did, yeah, they were very strategic with his career, but you still got to go and fight and win. So I would say hold your horses, right? But that being said, more to come on Jared Anderson, Anthony Joshua. Look, people, we're at that point. It's time to really start talking about, more than ever, Jared Anderson's next move, and if he's going to sit there and find himself being ranked by the ring as one of the 1 through 10 guys. I'll tell you right now, as far as the 1 through 10 guys, I'm going to tell you what you got right here. You got Usyk, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, Joyce, Ruiz Jr., White, Ortiz, Parker, Hrgovic, Sanchez. I see Jared Anderson with one more win against a big name. He's going to replace either Luis Ortiz, could replace Parker, he could replace White. But he probably need 1 or 2 big wins. And he's going to replace these guys, right? That's the truth. But after one loss, he's going to be in trouble. That's why they got to be careful with what they're doing. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Will Anthony Joshua fight or flight? If he ends up fighting a guy like Jared Anderson, I don't think they're going to be fighting anytime soon. But if somehow it happens, because, in this damn sport of boxing, anything can happen. But will Anthony Joshua really, step up to the plate? Or is he going to get in there and allow this little young guy to use him as a damn a springboard to bigger and better things? That has yet to be seen. That being said, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.